When people see me tending my roses at sunrise, they can't believe I'm 96 years old. And when I tell them I haven't taken a single pill in over 20 years, they think I'm lying. My name is Elena, and I've been living in the same little stone cottage outside Florence for 43 years now. People often ask me what my secret is, how I still climb the stairs to my bedroom every night, how I remember every birthday and anniversary, how I can spend entire afternoons in my garden without my back aching. The truth is, there's no magic pill, no expensive treatment, no miracle cure. What keeps me strong, sharp, and independent at 96 are 6 simple things I do every single morning. Habits so ordinary that most people overlook them completely. But these aren't just habits. They're my daily conversation with life itself. Each one connects me to something larger than myself, to nature, to my body, to my spirit, and to the wisdom I've gathered over nearly a century of living. Today, I want to share these 6 morning rituals with you, not because I think I have all the answers, but because I believe that aging doesn't have to mean becoming invisible, dependent, or forgotten. We can choose to age with dignity, strength, and joy, one morning at a time. Habit 1. Sunrise water. Ritual. Every morning before the world wakes up, I drink 2 glasses of room temperature water while watching the sun rise through my kitchen window. This might sound too simple to matter, but let me tell you why this habit changed everything for me. During the night, our bodies work tirelessly, repairing, cleaning, renewing. By morning, we're naturally dehydrated. When I was younger, I used to stumble to the coffee pot first thing, wondering why I felt so sluggish. Then my grandmother's voice echoed in my memory. Elena, water is life's first gift to us each day. The science supports what she knew instinctively. That morning water kickstarts our metabolism, flushes toxins that accumulated overnight, and helps our brain function clearly. But it's more than that. It's a ritual of gratitude. As I sip that first glass, I watch the sky lighten from deep purple to soft gold. I think about my body, this magnificent machine that has carried me through 96 years of laughter, tears, adventures, and quiet moments just like this one. I thank it for another night of rest, another day of possibility. For you, this could be as simple as keeping a glass of water by your bedside. Before you reach for your phone or rush into the day's demands, drink slowly and mindfully. Notice how the water feels, how your body responds, how the simple act of nourishing yourself can become a moment of peace. The morning water isn't just hydrating my body, it's baptizing me into a new day. Habit 2. Gentle movement in nature. After my water ritual, I step outside, rain or shine, for 20 minutes of what I call gentle dancing with the world. This isn't exercise the way gyms teach it. This is movement as celebration, as connection, as prayer. Some mornings, I walk the stone path around my garden, stopping to touch the lavender or breathe in the scent of rosemary. Other days, I do gentle stretches on my little terrace, reaching toward the sky like the olive trees that have watched over this land for centuries. When it rains, I stand under the covered porch and move my arms like I'm conducting the symphony of droplets on the roof. When it's sunny, I let the warmth kiss my face as I bend and sway like the wheat in the distant fields. Movement in nature does something that indoor exercise cannot. It connects us to the rhythms that have sustained life for millions of years. The fresh air fills our lungs with vitality. The natural light helps regulate our sleep cycles and mood. The uneven ground challenges our balance in ways that keep us steady and strong. But more than the physical benefits, this morning movement reminds me that I'm alive, that I'm part of something magnificent and eternal. Every step is a choice to participate in life rather than merely observe it. You don't need a garden or countryside. A balcony, a small yard, even an open window can be your portal to this daily dance. Start with 5 minutes. Breathe deeply. Move gently. Let nature remind you that you belong here. Movement isn't about fighting age. It's about flowing with it, like water finding its way around stones. Habit 3. mindful bread and tea ceremony. Breakfast isn't just fuel for me. It's a sacred conversation between my body and the earth that nourishes it. Every morning I prepare the same simple meal, a slice of bread I baked 3 days ago, a soft-boiled egg from my neighbor's chickens, and a cup of herbal tea made from herbs I grow myself. But it's not what I eat that matters most. It's how I eat it. I sit at my small wooden table by the window. I hold the warm cup between my palms and breathe in the steam. I break the bread slowly, thinking about the wheat that grew under the same sun that now warms my shoulders. I eat without rushing, without reading, without distraction. This mindful eating does something profound for our bodies and minds. When we eat slowly and with attention, our digestion improves dramatically. We absorb more nutrients. We feel satisfied with less food. Our stress hormones decrease, and our entire nervous system relaxes. In a world that glorifies rushing and multitasking, this simple act becomes revolutionary. It says, I matter enough to nourish myself well. This moment matters enough to be fully present for it. Try this tomorrow morning. Choose one item from your breakfast. A piece of fruit, a cup of coffee, a spoonful of yogurt. Eat it as if you're tasting it for the first time. Notice the texture, the flavor, the way it makes you feel. Let this be your meditation, your prayer, your gift to yourself. When I eat with gratitude and attention, even the simplest food becomes medicine for my soul. Habit 4. The memory garden practice. After breakfast, I spend 10 minutes tending what I call my memory garden. Not the one outside my door, but the one inside my mind. This is perhaps the most important habit of all, yet it's the one people most often neglect. Every morning, I sit in my favorite chair with a small notebook and pen. Sometimes I write about a dream I had. Sometimes I recall a cherished memory from decades past. Other days, I simply describe what I can see from my window, the way the light falls on the stone wall, the sound of birds in the olive tree, the feeling of contentment in my chest. This practice keeps my mind sharp in ways that crossword puzzles and brain games cannot. When we actively engage with our memories and observations, we strengthen the neural pathways that keep us mentally agile. We practice the art of attention, which is perhaps the most precious skill we can cultivate as we age. But this morning, writing does something even more important. It honors the richness of our inner lives. In a culture that often dismisses older adults as irrelevant, this practice declares that our thoughts, memories, and experiences have value. Some mornings, I write letters to people I've loved who are no longer here. I tell my late husband about the roses he planted that still bloom each spring. I share with my childhood friend the recipe I finally perfected for her favorite cake. You don't need to be a writer to do this. Start with 3 sentences. Describe one thing you remember, one thing you notice, one thing you're grateful for. Let your hand move across the paper like it's painting your inner landscape. Writing in the morning is like tending a garden. You're cultivating the seeds of memory and attention that will bloom throughout your day. Habit 5. The blessing of solitude. For 15 minutes each morning, I sit in complete silence and practice what I call the blessing of solitude, learning to be truly comfortable with just myself. This might be the hardest habit for many people, especially in our noisy, connected world. But it's also the most transformative. I sit in my garden when weather permits, or by the window when it doesn't. I don't meditate in any formal way. I don't try to empty my mind or achieve any particular state. I simply sit and breathe and allow whatever comes to come. Sometimes worries arise about my health, my independence, the state of the world. I acknowledge them like old friends visiting for tea, but I don't invite them to stay. Sometimes joy bubbles up for no reason at all. Gratitude for the warmth of the sun, for the privilege of another day, for the simple miracle of being alive. This daily appointment with solitude has taught me that I am my own best companion. At 96, living alone could feel frightening or lonely. Instead, it feels like the greatest gift I've ever given myself. The chance to know who I really am beneath all the roles I've played, all the expectations I've carried, all the noise of a lifetime. Solitude in the morning sets the tone for the entire day. It reminds us that we are whole and complete exactly as we are. It connects us to an inner strength that no external circumstance can shake. Start with just 5 minutes. Sit somewhere comfortable. Breathe naturally. Don't try to achieve anything or become anyone different. Just be present with yourself, the way you would sit with a dear friend. In the silence of morning solitude, I remember that I am not just growing older, I am growing deeper. Habit 6. Setting an intention of service. Before I begin my day's activities, I ask myself one simple question. How can I be of service today, even in the smallest way? This final habit might surprise you, but it's the thread that weaves all the others together into a life of meaning and purpose. Some days, my service is tending my garden and sharing vegetables with neighbors. Other days, it's writing a letter to my great-nephew or calling a friend who's going through a difficult time. Sometimes, it's simply smiling at the postal worker or holding the door for someone at the market. The magic isn't in the size of the service, it's in the intention behind it. When we begin each day asking how we can contribute rather than what we can get, everything changes. We stop being victims of aging and become agents of grace. This habit keeps me connected to my community and my purpose. It reminds me that experience is meant to be shared, that wisdom grows when it's given away, that we remain vital as long as we remain useful to the world around us. Research shows that people who maintain a sense of purpose live longer, healthier lives. But more than that, they live happier lives. They wake up each morning with a reason to get out of bed that goes beyond their own needs and desires. Your service might be volunteering, mentoring, creating art, or simply being a source of kindness in a world that often feels harsh. The key is intentionality, consciously choosing to be a force for good, however small, each day. When I ask how I can serve, I'm not thinking about what I lack because of my age. I'm celebrating what I have to offer because of it. Conclusion. My dear friends, I share these 6 morning habits not because they're the only way to age well, but because they've given me a life I love at an age when many people expect only decline and limitation. These habits cost nothing but a little time and attention. They require no special equipment, no gym membership, no prescription. They simply ask that you treat yourself and your life as sacred, worthy of care, attention, and celebration. You don't need to be 96 to start. You don't need to live alone or in the countryside. You can begin tomorrow morning, wherever you are, with whatever circumstances you have. Choose one habit that speaks to your heart. Practice it for a week. Notice how it changes not just your morning, but your entire relationship with yourself and your life. Remember, aging isn't something that happens to us. It's something we participate in, actively and consciously, one choice at a time. We can choose to age with grace, strength, and joy. We can choose to remain curious, engaged, and vital. We can choose to see each new day not as one day closer to the end, but as one more opportunity to live fully and love deeply. The morning holds such power because it's where each day begins. How we start shapes how we continue. When we begin with intention, gratitude, and self-care, we're telling life that we're still here, still engaged, still ready for whatever comes. At 96, I can honestly say that some of my best days are still ahead of me. Not because I'm denying the reality of aging, but because I've learned to age in partnership with life rather than in opposition to it. Your best days can still be ahead of you too. If these morning habits resonated with you, I'd love to hear about your own rituals for aging with grace and vitality. Please share in the comments below. What helps you start your day with intention and joy? And if you found wisdom in Elena's story, Please like this video and subscribe for more conversations about living fully at every age. Until next time, may your mornings be blessed with peace, purpose, and possibility.